is up, everybody? Rod J back in the house. Thank you for swinging by to check out another video here on the Reaction channel. So this is going to be one that I brought over from the Chronicles channels. I shared some of those here from the combining of the two. It's going to be a look back on a video I did around Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, the message, and kind of the importance of that song from when it was done back then. Hopefully you guys enjoy. As always, let me know what you think by leaving a comment. Catch up with you guys soon. Peace. Funny thing about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, they really didn't last as long as their mystique around them is. So they were from 78 to 83, and then they broke up for a bit, and they were really only back 87 to 88. So it wasn't as if they were this long producing band over that time, or group over that time. 5 years and then 1 year, but they just had such an impact on hip-hop that they were able to expound from what they had actually done. And of course, when you had Grandmaster Flash, you had some of the rhythms and some of the beats that he brought as being one of really the founders of hip-hop as well, there with Kool Herc and Bambaataa. And so what he was actually dropping got a lot of people grooving to beats already. And so when he teamed up later on with the Furious 5, it was a unique and great package that was put together. They were on the Sugar Hill label, which was also the same as Sugar Hill Gang. I think they might have been the second group that was actually signed there behind Sugar Hill. Funny thing is, Grandmaster Flash was never really on any of the studio type stuff, so later on it became Melly Mel, Furious 5, and some different things there, but we're not going to get into that aspect of it, but just kind of talking about the power of Grandmaster Flash and the unique putting together of the message and how that actually provided such an impact that even today a lot of the lyrics can still be verbalized that took place. It was just one of those tracks that came at the right time. You know, on the heels of that, you had something like Run DMC It's Like That came out the following year. You had them doing Hard Times. You had other tracks come out. Later on, you had Public Enemy. But really, the message was that first one that said, you know, it doesn't have to just be about this or that. We can actually use this as a vehicle to express some of the things that we're actually seeing, some of the frustrations we're dealing with, and things along those lines. So we're going to get into checking out that track here that I'll play towards the end. If you're not familiar with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, you had Grandmaster Flash, you had Melly Mel, you had the Kid Creole, you had Keith Cowboy, you had Raheem, and you also had Mr. Ness Scorpio. So all of them added a little something different to the group, and without having them all, I don't know if they would have pulled it off the same way. But let's take a look at one of the videos here that actually talks about Grandmaster Flash and what he actually did when he learned how to actually scratch, or he came up with the idea. Now, if you've ever seen Netflix The Get Down, they do allude to that in there, but this gives you a little bit more of a breakdown of how he was able to match up some of the beats that he would later come back and perform, and how he got, I guess you could say, so quick on the wheels of steel, so to speak.
Most DJs, they concentrated their efforts on the tone arm. It would be totally sloppy off beat, and I've seen a lot of that. I knew there has to be a better way. And after trying many different things, I placed my fingers on the vinyl. I let it go, stopped it. Let it go, stop it. I said to myself, I have absolute control of the record. But the taboo thing was you're not supposed to touch the middle of the vinyl. DJs are gonna hate you. People are gonna hate you. You're gonna ruin these records. I decided that this was the only way to do this. And then what I did was, so that I could find the break quicker, I took a crayon and I would make a circular mark where the break lived. So the circular mark is where the break lived. And the other mark is the intro to the break. So what I would do is count how many times it passed the tone arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I figured out a way to do this with never touching the tone arm. Now we know where we are. We're not guessing anymore. We're not guessing anymore. Phase. Phase. Phase.
And there you have Grandmaster Flash and how he actually marked out the records, which was actually a great, unique way to do it. And something that I wasn't aware of actually until a few years back myself. But, you know, Grandmaster Flash, again, up there as being that legendary DJ. He was one of the guys that actually got me into wanting to actually be a DJ, listen to all of his old tracks back in the day. New York, New York, the Grandmaster Flash from Furious 5. Most people didn't realize, like, you know, they actually came back here in '88, teamed up with Steppenwolf to do a remix of Magic Carpet Ride, kind of coming off probably the Run DMC and Aerosmith Walk This Way. So many different cuts, so many different tracks they had actually done, but none of them really made it to the status of The Message. So I'm going to go ahead and kick that in here so we can check that out. And just sharing a little bit more of a hip-hop chronicle of Grandmaster Flash if you're not familiar with him. Although you should be, everybody should be, because he is, again, one of those pillars that started hip-hop. I definitely say go back, check him out, do a little bit of homework there. And listen to The Message and just think about how some of this can actually be used in some spots even today. So that being said, I will look forward to catching up with you guys next time. And here we go.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Broken glass everywhere. People on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breeze is blown. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango, skipped the life and tango, a silk-on princess, seemed to lost her senses. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so diddy, she had to get a pimp, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My brother's doing fast on my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job, there's a strike at the station. Me on King Kong, standing on my back, can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane, I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me, call, I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My son said, Daddy, I don't want to go to school cause the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool and all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear my shirt and tie and run with the creeps. Cause it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey. They push that girl in front of the train, took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on again. Stabbed that man right in his heart. Gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last glass jaw. Hear them say you want some more, living on a seesaw. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. You say I'm cool, I'm no fool, but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turned stick-up kid, but look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took and you're a make tag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover fag, being used and abused to serve like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you live so fast and die so young. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yo, Bell, you see that girl, man?
Yeah, man.
Yo, that sound like cowboy, man.
Cool.
Yo, what's up, money?
Yo.
Ow, hey, where's Field and Raheem at, man?
Cool enough.
So what's up for the night, y'all?
Yo, we can go down to the field, man.
Check out Junebug, man. Hey, yo, you know that girl, Betty? Yeah, man. My mom got robbed, man.
What?
Yeah, she got hurt.
Free, don't nobody move nothing. Y'all know what this is. Get him up. Get him up,
Man, we down with Grandmaster Flash and the Future Spies.
What is that, a gang? No. Shut up. I don't hear you now. Shut up. What's the problem?